Have you heard of this new Brainrot game called Catch a Brainrot? Well, I sure did, and now that it's out, I wanted to try it out. But the main reason why I wanted to try the game out is simple: the Twitter clips. In case you didn't know, the developers were posting clips of this game on Twitter, and I really mean a lot of people were talking about camera movement. So much to the point where, right after release, they had to implement motion sickness setting, which still wasn't good enough. But let's stop yapping and actually show what I'm talking about. Right when you start playing, the game has a little cutscene which basically tells us how we got our first brain rot. And already here, the camera movement shows itself. But anyway, you get to the game after choosing your first freak, which in my case was the wood bat guy, because I guess that is the only one I know. The tutorial then sends you into woods to fight a brain rot. The game tells you what to click and stuff. It's simple enough, especially if you played or play these kind of games. After successfully sending a bomb on the enemy, the game wants us to capture it using a box. It's a tutorial after all. You can also name your brain rots if you'd like to. And then the game sends you to Rot Center. Here you heal, have a computer, and buy boxes. The next fight I took killed my wood guy, so the melon guy went in and also died. And when all the brain rots die, you instantly heal them. Alright, so if you somehow did not notice the elephant that I've mentioned a minute ago, the camera and even your character jiggles and wobbles every time you do anything. So what about motion sickness setting? Well, let's say it doesn't help that much. I have a feeling if you got motion sickness, this setting won't do much. I mean, even with the setting, it feels like too much movement, you know? Here's a comparison. The beginning of Fight Without Motion Sickness setting. And now the same kind of scene with motion sickness setting enabled. It is a bit less, but the shaking is crazy. Even games like Genshin Impact or whatever would be jealous. Another thing I've seen people mention is this specific UI for Robux eggs. The game has Robux loot boxes, basically, starting at 50 Robux, which I guess is somewhat fine, and ending with a 1,500 Robux egg, which also has a 1% brain rot in it. Even if you buy 10 at a time, it is still over 100,000 Robux on average to get the 1%. But the reason people talked about this specific UI is because of how flashing and wobbly it is, even comparing to slot machines. But anyway, my thoughts on the game if anyone is interested. I'm not really into these kind of games, so I can't speak much on gameplay. Quality-wise, it's good, but too much, especially with the shaking. Someone even called this game quality slop. It is not easy to achieve this kind of quality, but why brain rots, you might wonder? Well, it seems they've been working on the game for nearly a year, back when brain rot was super popular. But because of the quality, it took so long that brain rot became out of trend at this point. Still though, the game gets to 10,000 players. Despite that, I guess we'll see how long it can last. If you replace brain rots and fixed motion sickness, I do wonder if the game would be more popular, honestly. It probably would, right? Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this and I'll see you on the next one.